Sprayed this on a burn. Here's what happened. Not only did it help it heal, but it stopped bacteria from getting in. I've used it in my eyes for irritation and even for my lungs when I was congested. We're diving deep into colloidal silver, gold, and copper. What are they, why they've been used for thousands of years, what the science says, and what to watch out for. Let's dive in. Colloidal metals are suspensions of tiny particles of metal, in this case silver, gold, or copper, suspended in liquid. These particles are microscopic, measured in ppms, or parts per million. We'll get into that soon. They're not new. In fact, they've been used for centuries. But recently, there's been a revival, especially among people looking for natural alternatives. Let's start with colloidal silver because I've actually used this stuff. I had a burn on my upper arm near my bicep here. I sprayed this on it. What I noticed was that it helped the wound stay clean, stopped infection, and it sped up the healing. I've also used it in my eyes for any irritation. It helped it to soothe it, and the redness faded. And during a cold, I tried it in nasal spray for respiratory issues. It helped me to breathe easier. Now that's my experience, not a cure or treatment, but it did help. Let's go back in time. Alexander the Great taught his soldiers to put silver coins in their water during battle. Why? Because silver has antimicrobial properties, and that trick helped them avoid getting sick on long campaigns. Even royal families throughout Europe ate with real silver utensils and drank from silver goblets. There's real data on silver's antibacterial, antiviral properties. Studies like the one published in Nanomedicine show silver nanoparticles are effective against various bacteria because it destroys the protective layer of that bacteria. But overuse can cause argyria. That's why dosage and quality matter. We'll talk ppm in a second. So what's ppm? It stands for parts per million, basically how concentrated the colloidal metal is. Most over-the-counter silver is between 10 and 30 ppm. Higher isn't always better. In fact, smaller, well-dispersed particles at lower ppm can be more bioavailable and less risky. Same goes with copper and gold. Always check that label. Next up, we're talking colloidal gold. It's been used for mental clarity, energy, mood, and even the libido. Some claim it improves focus or it gives a mild euphoric boost. Again, not really proven, but there is a reason it's been around for a long time. Back in the 1600s, alchemists made something called aurum potable, drinkable gold. They thought it promoted longevity and vitality. In 1856, scientist Michael Faraday created real colloidal gold. He discovered that gold particles suspended in water turned ruby red. That work laid the foundation for nanotech. Even the Roman Lycurgus cup from the 4th century changes color depending on the light. Why? Because it's infused with gold and silver nanoparticles. Now, I haven't personally used colloidal gold or colloidal copper yet, but I'm going to, and I'll do a follow-up video with what I've noticed. If anything, I want to test it like I tested silver, see how it works and if it works. Have you used any colloidal metals? Tell me down in the comments how your experience was. Colloidal copper is often used for skin, collagen production, joint health, and even hair growth. Some athletes use it for ligament repair. It's also an essential trace mineral in the body. We need it in a small amount. Copper's use goes way back to ancient Egypt. They used copper to sterilize wounds and keep water clean. In ancient Greece, Hippocrates used it to treat skin issues and inflammation. And in traditional Chinese medicine, copper compounds were used for neurological disorders and skin healing. Fast forward to now, it's used in skincare, socks, compression sleeves, you name it. Studies show that copper-infused materials can improve skin texture and elasticity. One study in Archives of Dermatological Research found that copper pillowcases reduced fine lines and wrinkles after just 4 weeks. Again, more research is needed, but there's definitely something here. None of these are magic bullets. Overuse of colloidal silver can lead to argyria. Overuse of copper can cause nausea, dizziness, or liver issues. That's why dosage, quality, and moderation matter. Always check the ppm, know what you're using, and consult a medical professional, especially if you're on meds or have a condition. So here's the big takeaway. Colloidal metals have been used for thousands of years. Some of them show promise, but they're not miracle cures. I've used silver with great results. I'll be trying gold and copper next, and we'll share what I find. If you're exploring natural options for your health, especially over 40, this might be worth looking into. Hit the like button, subscribe, and check out my previous videos if you haven't yet. I'll see you in the next one.